Blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone people. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope you're all enjoying your Wednesday evening. All right, my sports to the bone family. Time for us to talk some cricket, lovely cricket. And we're going to zoom in on the 4-day regional championship. We're also going to be talking some ICC Champions Trophy. Yes, we saw New Zealand getting the better of South Africa earlier today. So, gonna take a look at that also. Let's give a listening ear until the end and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. All right, let's kick things off with Windward Islands Volcanoes versus Leeward Islands Hurricanes. And the Windward Islands Volcanoes, they are off to a good start. 364 for 7 of 81 overs. Yes, 364 for 7 of 81 overs. Let's just take a look at the batting so far. We have a century from Shadrick Descartes, 119 of 188 balls. And in that knock, he had 17 fours. So shout out to him. I'm really happy to see that the championship has resumed and the players continue to score the centuries. Ryan John, he's still at the crease, 71 of 103, 6 fours and 3 sixes. Kenneth Dember is there with him on 18 of 28. Earlier, we saw Sunil Ambrose getting 35 from 40. Captain Alec Arthanes made 13. And Stefan Pascal, he scored 25 from 31. So that's all the Windward Islands Volcanoes batters, that's how they have done so far. Now, in terms of the bowling for Leeward Islands, West Indies pacer Alzari Joseph, 19 overs, 3 maidens, 97 runs, no wickets. O'Shane Thomas, 4 maidens to his name, 45 runs and 4 wickets. 14 overs, right? So 14 overs, 4 maidens, 4 for 45. Good to see O'Shane Thomas there, my people, coming in with that return. Justin Greaves, 1 for 52 from his 14 overs, 2 maidens. We also saw Pennyfeather getting 1 for 45 from 10, while Gore picked up 1 for 19 from his 6 overs. So shout out to the bowlers. And shout out to the Windward Islands batters, 364 for 7 of 81 overs. You can imagine that bright and early tomorrow, Leeward Islands will go in search of those 3 wickets to see if they can get their batting up and running. So that's how it's looking so far as it relates to that game. Now, zooming in on Jamaica Scorpions versus Guyana Harpy Eagles. Guyana Harpy Eagles batting first. 260 for 5 of 90 overs. Yes, 260 for 5 of 90 overs. Let's just take a look at the batters. And we have a century from Anderson. Yes, Kevlin Anderson getting 100 of 161. 10 fours and 2 sixes. Actually retired, not out hurt. Right? Happy to see that he got a century though. He's one of them players that I have been saying I want to see runs from. He's a talented player. I like him as a player. Really good to see him getting some runs there. So shout out to him. Tejnar and Shandas Paul scored 32 from 55. Matthew Nandu had a patient 61 of 195 balls. Tevin Imlat, the captain, 16 from 49. While Savory is there on 18 from 37. So the Guyana Harpy Eagles, 260 for 5 of 90 overs. And bowling so far, Odin Smith, 3 for 46 from his 17 overs. And Tamari Redwood, 2 for 89 from 21 overs. So that's how the Jamaica Scorpions versus Guyana Harpy Eagles game is looking so far. So shout out to the gentlemen in that one. So, all right, time to zoom in on the next game here. West Indies Academy versus Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Now, the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force batting first, 129 for 6 of 44 overs. And run scorer so far, Joshua Da Silva, he's still there on 30 of 67. Jason Mohammed, the former captain, he made 32 from 55. Kyrie Pierre is still there on 24. Unfortunately for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, the two openers didn't do much. Cooper didn't score, and Webster, he made 8. Amir Django, he fell for 22. Right, Yannick Correa 1. Joshua James didn't trouble the score. So that's how it's looking there for the Red Force team. Bowling for the West Indies Academy. Lane has 4 wickets, 4 for 20 from his 12 overs with 4 maidens, while Nathan Edward and Jediah Blades has 1 wicket apiece. So good start there for the West Indies Academy. But we already know Joshua Da Silva is still at the crease, an experienced player. You know, he can shepherd the tail to give them something good. So gonna be very interesting to see how that one how things work out in that one tomorrow. So yeah, so that's so far, my viewers and subscribers. Let's just take a look at the last one here. We have the Barbados Pride versus the Combined Campuses and Colleges. Combined Campuses and Colleges bowled out for 262, and it took them 81.1 overs to get those. Barbados Pride, they finished off on 29 not out. So another century. Combined Campuses and Colleges, Evelyn getting 110 off 202. He had 11 fours and 3 sixes in that knock. So congratulations to him. And, you know, as I said, it's good to see that on the return of the championship, you know, we have the centuries. The centuries are still coming in. Karen Powell, he made 45 from 94 with 5 fours and 1 6. And, you know, we saw Demario Richards getting 17, while Greaves made 22 from 38. So those were the main contributors there with the bat for the Combined Campuses and Colleges. Now, if we take a look at the bowling for Barbados, we would see Raston Chase. He has returned. Yes, my people, Raston Chase picking up, let me see. Raston Chase picking up 5 for 70 of 18.1 overs. And he was supported by Jamal Warrican, 3 for 76 from his 24 overs. Matthew Ford and Jason Holder, they picked up a wicket apiece. So that is how things went there in that bowling innings for Barbados. Barbados finished off the day on 29 without loss. Captain Craig Brathwaite, 13 from 20. Zachary McCaskey 5 from 17. So very, very interesting there, my people. That game we're definitely going to be taking a look at tomorrow to see how the Barbados Pride go about chasing that down. And just before we go, we have to finish off with some ICC Champions Trophy. Didn't get a chance to talk about it earlier today, but the second semi-final, we saw New Zealand going up against South Africa. And despite a whirlwind century from David Miller, New Zealand, they were able to get across the line, courtesy of 2 Centurions, the 2 Centurions on their team. We saw Ravinja getting 108 off 101. He had 13 fours and 1 6. We also had Kane Williamson getting 102 off 94, 10 fours and 2 sixes. And, you know, a couple of other guys, Glenn Phillips getting 49 off 27 not out. Mitchell getting 49 off 37. So that's basically how it went. New Zealand, they scored 362 for 6. Now, bowling for South Africa, we saw Ngidi getting 3 for 72 from 10. And he was supported by Rabada, who picked up 2 for 70 from his 10. And Mulder picked up 1 for 48. Now, when it was time for South Africa to chase, my viewers and subscribers, they found it the going a little bit tough. You understand? Ryan Reckleton made 17. Temba Bavuma, the captain, he made 56 from 71. It was a good partnership between Temba and Russie van der Dusen, who made 69 from 66. But once those two guys were dismissed, you know, a couple of other wickets fell. Aiden Markram, 31, Klassen 3. And then we saw the world win of an innings from David Miller. He scored 100 off 67 with 10 fours and 4s. 10 fours and 4 sixes. But unfortunately for him, and his team, it wasn't enough to get them across the line. So bowling for New Zealand. Let's just take a look at this New Zealand bowling real quick. Matt Henry, he got 2 for 43. We saw Mitchell Santner 3 for 43 from 10. Glenn Phillips 2 for 27 from his 3. And Ravindra and Bracewell picked up a wicket apiece to get New Zealand over the line. So yeah, that's basically your roundup for today. We will touch base again tomorrow. Big up.